Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. We're doing more short Odyssey today. Today might be a slightly discombobulated stream. Let me just adjust my audio levels here. Yeah, I've been really busy this week. Did a lot of things, a lot of game-related things that don't actually have to do with the game itself, which is kind of annoying, but, you know, it's the way she goes. I started a company. I'm a CEO now, of the company that's gonna ship this game. Huge shout out to, Rona. I don't know if she's watching, but if she, gets in here, huge thank you to helping me with all of the legal crap for starting a company. It's like kind of crazy, but yeah, no. And then after that, I'm now applying for some grants to try to get some money to make this game. That'd be really cool if I could work full time on this game. Of course, I need money to do that, so doing the grants. So not a lot of time to actually work on the game, but hopefully we're gonna do some of that today. But yeah, so I've been like compiling pitch decks, doing budgets, trying to sort out like money things, doing paperwork. It's really boring. It's not very I mean, maybe I'll show you the pitch deck. That's like somewhat interesting. Maybe I'll show you that, guys, after the after I submit my grant. We'll see. But yeah, I just needed a break from that, so we're doing a 2-hour stream. And today we are drinking another soda. We're drinking Jarritos. This is the lime version. So let me just pop that open. Last week the ginger beer was actually a bit much. It's actually quite hard to stream while you're drinking a drink which is that potent and spicy. Yeah. Hey, Grubby, you're here. Welcome to the stream, finally. And hello, Sarah, as well. Sup, all of the nerds. We are doing probably some environment art today, but before we do that, I think I'm just gonna sort of take a walk around and remind myself what the hell goes on in this game, because I'm, as I explained, a little bit discombobulated by all the paperwork and company stuff and grant applications. So we're just gonna take a little walk about the island. It's like, I was also thinking, like, hello, Incentia, welcome to the stream. Like, I had to do all sorts of, like, just description stuff about the game, and then I was like, I called it an RPG, and then I'm thinking, like, is the game an RPG? I don't actually know. Like, it's definitely got, like, there's definitely a lot of games that are RPGs that it's like, but, like, what makes a game an RPG? Like, you know, there's different weapons, there's, like, an inventory, you can, like, equip stuff. But I don't have, like, levels or anything like that, but I do have, like, upgrades you can get, so, like, I don't know. A lot of, like, game genres are, like, very poorly defined. I'm not sure why we call different things different things. Like, what the hell is even action-adventure? Like, I think people would call this game action-adventure, maybe, but, like, that's a genre that doesn't really mean anything. Like, I was kind of talking about this a little bit on the graphics programming Discord about, like, great soda. Jarritos, yeah. Solid drink. I gotta get a wider field of view on my camera so that, because, like, this is not, like, it's very narrow, the things that I can actually show you guys. But anyway, yeah, like a genre like JRPG, that's like a well-defined genre. Like, you know immediately if you see a game that's a JRPG, that's a JRPG, right? But, like, Or like, but like just RPG? Like, what is that? Like, all right. Let's talk to, what is even an immersive sim? That's a good question, actually, because, I've been playing this game, Mosalina, which calls itself a hostile immersive sim, but it's kind of like a puzzle platformer. It's actually a great game. You guys should play it if you haven't. But, and it's like, it's weird, but it's super fun. But it's like, that's an immersive sim, but like, you know, Deus Ex is like, I guess, the classic immersive sim. Or like, System Shock. Like, but those are like first person, right? Like, I don't know. It's weird, you know? Fancy seeing another human here. Haven't seen anyone else. So like, yeah, the genre, in short, the genre of a short Odyssey is like ill-defined. I guess it's an RPG, sort of, but that doesn't really mean anything. So I don't know. I should introduce myself, Carmen Batista, Buddha Buccaneers. Yeah, I've been having to write like profiles of like all the characters. So like Carmen, yeah, you know, she's the captain. She's kind of a clout chaser. Because there's this whole thing about, like, Terra Tortuga. Are these seagull noises too loud for you guys? Because they're really loud for me. Alright, anyway. Like, there's this bit she says about, yeah, you must be pretty famous to get that nickname. And then she's like, tell you the truth, we're kind of new on the piracy scene. I was hoping to claim a big prize so everyone would take notice. But being stuck on this island doesn't help much. So, like, you know, the idea is, like, she's, like, you know, she's trying to make a name for herself and everything. But anyway, yeah, game genres are so useless. They really, well, I mean, like, they can be useful. Like, some genres are really well defined. Like, seagulls are loud and annoying, that's true. But I'm gonna probably bump the music volume and then reduce the master volume. Anyway, yeah, like, RTS as a genre, which is a genre people don't seem to make games of anymore. I don't know why, I love RTSs, but, like, that's a super well-defined genre. Like, it's, like, top-down, like, you select units, you build things, you click on things, and you attack, and, like, it's great. But, like, nobody makes that genre anymore. Like, JRPG, that's another super well-defined genre. Like, you know, you usually have a party. It's usually turn-based combat. Like, you know, I don't know. And there's usually, like, you know, some weird, like, dating sim-esque things. I don't know. I don't really play JRPGs, except for Twin Gods, which is made by a fellow GP member. What am I doing? We're going to do some environment art, so I'm going to go quit here. And then let's get back to... Let's run the game again, so that we can start fresh. I should really have a button to, like, just reset the level without having to exit the game. I could probably do that, because I could probably just, like, load, like, the default save game, and that would bring everything back to where it's supposed to be. But, like, you know, I'd have to implement that, and ain't nobody got time for that. Alright, so what are we doing here? Let's find an area. An area with nothing in it. So there is actually something in this area, but... we can make it better. Actually, we kind of started to do the thing with the stones. So I was kind of... Hello, Wholesome Island. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. So... I guess I should talk about, like, some of the lore of the game, because, like... I feel like that's not... I mean, if you, like, read all the letters by Vincenzo Macari, you'll, like, get a little bit of Metroidvania is pretty clear cut because it's named after a game. It's actually named after 2 games. You gotta have the Vania part in there as well. But like, yeah, I do love a Metroidvania. You know, it's 2 games. Yeah, it's Symphony of the Night, Castlevania, and Metroid. I guess like, I don't know if I would. Would the first Metroid be considered a Metroidvania? I know definitely Super Metroid is, but I don't know. It's kind of Metroidvania because like, yeah. So lore I was getting at. Before you arrive on the island, you're definitely not the first people here. So like, I think it says actually why don't we teleport over to the area and we can take a look at what the letter says. And then I can kind of show off some of my level editor tools while we do that in translation. So, we have this object here. We can go into the properties here, and it'll give us... Okay, yeah. So, it is now quite clear that we are not the first to visit the island. Decades ago, the Spanish conquistadors made landfall here. Even before the Spaniards, it seems the land was once home to a people known as the Kalinago, who the Spanish call Caribs. The Spaniards came on a quest for gold, enticed by tales of boundless riches in the west. They found no gold, but they brought death to the Kalinago and eventually to themselves. Hola. My chat is several minutes behind. Several minutes? I don't know if it's, I don't know what to do about that. I mean, I guess I could turn on low latency mode. I don't know if that's gonna kill the stream. Let's see. I'm gonna quickly check something. Like, it's definitely slow. But let's turn on low latency mode. I hope that doesn't kill our bandwidth here. Yeah, it seems I can't adjust the stream latency once the stream has already started, so let me... It's always been like 30 seconds behind visually, yeah. Let's see, is there anything I can do from OBS? One second. Yeah, sorry, I don't know if there's much I can do about the latency. I'll just have 30 seconds is about... I don't think it's several minutes, but 30 seconds is probably about normal. But I'll see if I can do something for next stream, but today I can't really do anything. Okay, so basically, the lore is that, like, is that we have a couple different visitors to the island. Like, first we have the Kalinago, who I guess, you know, I mean, they're from the island, so I don't know if you can call them visitors, but the native peoples of the island, as was the case in, you know, the history of the Spanish conquest of the Americas and the history of basically all Europeans who visited the Americas, that the native populations got displaced, actively genocided, and also like killed by disease. So that's about right, and that's why there are no Kalinago left on the island. However, they did leave behind some things. So if we go over to the burnt village over here, this is sort of so when I talk about the Spanish, that's the conquistadors. That's the skeletal guys that you're fighting. So basically, eventually they all die because, you know, disease and all sorts of things. They're not, yeah, good old plague blankets. Yeah, very not good. So anyway, they're all dead, but they did leave behind some things. Like these runes, these This is supposed to be sort of like a little village that got destroyed by the Spaniards. The conquistadors. So, I've reached the site of a Kalinanga village. This is more lore dumps. I hope you guys have been reading these when you've been playing, but, you know, I don't know. It's kind of like in Metroid Prime, like, the Chozo lore, when you scan that. That's kind of the idea that I wanted to have. I have reached the site of a Kalinago village. It seems the Spaniards were none too kind when it came to them. Their homes were burned, their sacred sites were desecrated. And their people enslaved. Yeah, so... Oh, I forgot to sign that. Vincenzo Macari. I read them. Thank you. No, it's like, it's important background, I think. Also, like, you know, a little bit of history. I never found the village when I played, though. Yeah, interesting. Did you find the waterfall over here? Like, oh, maybe, I don't know, maybe you played before no, I mean, it's been in here for a while, so I don't know. I guess you just, you gotta keep exploring. There's always shit, and I gotta make more shit so that you can read them all in one sitting. Like, I don't think they require you to have them, oh, shit, what is attacking me? Oh, it's a crocodile. Shit, let me get out of here. Like, you're not required to read them in any particular order. Like, they don't really require context. You've not been to this waterfall, no. Okay, well, you got more to discover. Yeah, that's actually an interesting thing that I keep thinking of when I'm, like, playing, like, doing this is, like, there's actually, like, I feel like there's actually a fair amount of content in this game, even though it feels pretty empty. And that's, like, because, like, you know, it's not super connected. There needs to be more connection. And, like, part of the problem, like, it's, like, because people, like, you can, like, I think the main goal of the game, like, when I want it to be, when it's done, I want the game to last, like, 10 to 15 hours. And, like, there are people who've been in the playtest who've played it for, like, you know, a few hours already. So it's like, and then they still haven't found stuff. So I'm, like, thinking, like, is this game going to be longer than that? I don't know. That's an interesting thing to think about. And I think it depends on more connection, perhaps more obvious paths. That's something we can do. We can make more obvious paths. I've tried to play with minimal reading so I can avoid spoilers until the final. I think you're going to have trouble with that. But, so I've been trying to keep, I mean, you're probably fine, but, like, I've been trying to keep, like, important gameplay tidbits not in the letters because, you know, I feel like most people don't read lore dumps when they're playing games. Like, when they were playing Metroid Prime, most people won't try to find everything. No, I know, that's fine. But, like, having a horse. Yeah, Sable has a large map, and they have, like, the scooter, hoverbike, that's what it's called, yeah. Lets you get between them quickly. Yeah, that was kind of the hope with the canoe, but the problem with the canoe is you need a river for the canoe to go through, and, like, putting rivers all over the island would, I don't know. It doesn't give you the same freedom that you get with, like, the hoverbike and Sable. How do you handle the storage of dialogue? Okay, let me explain that. Okay, so dialogue, or, like, in the end of the day, all of the text in the entire game, you time the chat delay to 25 seconds? Okay, cool. By the way, I think that's probably like, the chat, for you to say the thing and then me see it, it's probably like half of that, and then for me reacting to get back to you, it's probably another double that, right? Playtime, probably 2 hours or so. Was troubleshooting many things in the Steam Deck. Maybe like 2 or 3 hours of me being frustrated at Pierre trying to figure out what to do. Oh, that was when he had the glitch. I hope I fixed that glitch for you. But yeah, what was I going to say? I'm going to demonstrate the dialogue system. So I started a new save so I could do everything in like 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, okay. But, like, I think I'm not gonna have. My point is, I don't think I'm gonna have any trouble hitting the 10 hours of content. I think I'm gonna have that. I don't think that I'm gonna be stretching to get that. What was I doing? Okay, I was showing off the dialogue system or the text system because at the end of the day, all text ends up in the same file. Let's find. I hope this message was already translated. So, but if you notice, if I click on this guy, and it says Vincenzo message text 3, there's a key and then there's a value. So if I go to language. And I change that to German. You see the text here also changes to German. Thank you, shout out to Decker for translating the text to German. I'm gonna need to get you to do more translation for me because I have a lot more text now. But anyway, so the text is stored with a key, and then in the map file or whatever file, like the prefab or like the script, it's going to reference this key. And then let me just turn off game capture for a second. I can go into resources, languages, and then you can see that I have English.json. Once it loads. Okay, so in English.json, there's a... Okay, you see Vincenzo message text. It literally has just like a key and a value where it has the text. And then I can edit it from here, and then it's going to edit whatever language I have it set to. You can also translate to German if Decker isn't available and such has too much text to do alone. Well, thank you. It's always good to have multiple translators. I appreciate that, and I will be in touch with you for sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. The biggest issue for me is that the game, at least, some stuff feels shallow. Like the Leviathan fight, you kind of need to walk up for it. There's no build-up, and there's no real reward. I get that, yeah. So I think the solution for that is going to be, like, sort of just juicing up the fight. Like, definitely I think it needs more, like, a couple things, like, probably before it. Like, maybe we can have some bit where he, like, you know, comes out of the water, like some nice animations, and then after you vanquish him, probably some nice new music and a reward in terms of some kind of item that gives you like a really good buff. And like actually that's kind of how, if I think about it, like bosses in like Metroid Prime, because that's the one that I played most. You usually get, like, after defeating a boss, you usually get one of the abilities, or, like, shortly afterwards. So, like, that's, like, I'm not saying, like, I'm gonna have, like, a Metroidvania-esque, like, you know, oh, I get the screw attack, or I get the double jump, or whatever, but, like, you know, you get, like, some, like, cool weapon that you can only get by defeating the Leviathan, right? I think that would be really cool. Of course, the revered JSON. Yeah, I mean, JSON is just like, it's just easy, man. Like, it's just easy to work with. But yeah, like right now, the translators have been editing the JSON directly, which is like fine. It's probably not ideal at the end of the day, but like, you know, it's doable. Cause like one of the problems with the JSON is that, you need to escape like new lines and tabs and things like that, like, cause it's like a string. So I wish I could have it just sort of like be a raw text thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure how to deal with that yet. Yeah. But yeah, so what was I doing? We were going back to... Why don't we make some literal paths? Because, like... Okay, so Sarah, you were saying you've never been to the Burnt Village. So why don't we trace out the path? Because I'm pretty sure everybody has been to the... Everybody's been this far, right? Everybody's been to the Spanish Fort. I mean, not everyone, but, like, most people have been to the Spanish Fort. I do think it's probably not a good thing that, like... You know, you're probably gonna get murked as soon as you go in here the first time. But there's only one path. And it leads directly to the fort. But I should probably do a path this way as well. Just because it makes it seem like you should go through the fort. And there's definitely other... The cannons were fun to mess around with. I know. Everybody loves cannons. So, yeah, I think I'm going to start by making a quick path. Yeah, come on. Autofocus. I hate it. I'm going to start by making a quick path around the fort so that... Because I think you're incentivized to go to the fort too much. And I think you should feel free not to go. So the game should subtly imply that there are other options. So I'm going to change the language back to English real quick. Okay, so texture paint. Go to the path, and we're going to change that to... That'll be fine. Oh, well. Yeah, you can see the grass falls away as I cut the path. Oh, shit. I selected the wrong grass texture here. This should be in this spot. Yeah. And I'm gonna smooth this path out as well. Cave story, your reward for fighting a boss is another boss. I don't, like, right after? Anyway, I haven't played Cave Story, but, I mean, I've been meaning to. It's on the list. But, like, that'd be wild that they give you a boss right after the previous boss. I don't know. You'll have to clarify that. I think any path that has existed would be overgrown. I bet the skeletons did path maintenance. Yeah, you're right. It's gonna be a little overgrown, like there's grass getting into it. But also, keep in mind, humans actually aren't the only animal that makes paths. If you, like, walk through, like, old woods and stuff like that, like, you'll often find a lot of trails that are made by, skeletons with shovels would be funny. That would be funny. If you walk through old woods, like, you'll find trails and stuff like that that are made by, like, deer and things like that. Because, like, you know, the way it tends to happen is that, like, you know, one animal, like, why humans make paths is that, like, people tend to take the easiest route through things, right? Like, they clear brush that's in their way, and then the next person comes by, and they take the easiest path, which is probably the same path the last person took, right? And then eventually, it sort of, like, erodes away, you clear the brush, and there ends up with a path. But animals do that too. Like, if you just walk over the same spot over and over again, it's going to create a path, right? So even on, then we use the trails to find the deer and eat them. Yeah. Well, there's actually no deer on this island, but there are, the javelinas. So I'm going to say they're making the paths. But yeah, anyway. I'll make it like a little bit narrower so it's a little bit overgrown. It's not like a super well-defined path. See? Okay, so let's flatten this a little bit. It could very well be that the sorcerer maintains the path to create safe travel lanes for his skeleton army. That's a good point. That's a good point. You could use a magic shovel. Alright, so subtract. I'm just gonna cut this. Yeah, the other thing I realized when I was doing this is like, this is actually kind of a terrible fort. Because like, look at these sight lines. Like the ground is higher here than on the fort wall. And like generally you want a fort to be like you know, the highest point around itself so that people can't like, you know, shoot down on you with like arrows and cannons and things like that. But you know. Although I guess people sometimes have forts at like the foot of a mountain. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I mean, I'm literally just thinking of like Helm's Deep from Lord of the Rings, which is like not a real place. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna flatten that out. Let's increase the brush size and increase the coastal ports were a thing. It depends on what they were made to defend against, really. You'd have to play Cave Story to understand. Well, not super helpful, but I guess I'll have to play it. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I kind of figured this fort is just like they kind of wanted to like stake the claim on the island, you know, possibly to defend against, like to control the native population, who they temporarily enslaved before killing them all, I guess. All right, let's save that. Yeah, okay. So that's gonna bring you back here, and then this path leads you to Carmen, eventually. So, like, today, this is literally what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna try to get all of the points of interest, and make sure that there's some kind of contiguous path that you can take to get there. Double boss means devs? But for story reason? I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. Alright, so this brings us to Carmen. And then, if we keep following this path, where does it take us? I mean, we have a fork in the road here. But let's take this one, because I think people are more likely to go straight than to turn. Okay. So... Boss, I suck at typing. Yeah, but I don't know what you mean by devs. Like, what... maybe I need to play Cave Story or something like that? I don't know. So you're either gonna follow in the pit or you're gonna follow this path, right? But I think there is actually something I need to fix with this path, or with the, so Okay, this path probably could be more clear. So texture paint. Let's sample the palette here. Yeah, let's just make that a little bit. A bit more. Clarity. So, okay, so this is fine. However, let's say I had fallen in the pit. What should happen is that I should be able to get back up. I should be able to get back up, but on the other side. So I am going to do a... I'm going to do a rock, a ledge climbing section. Which is nice, because I like the ledge climbing, so... So this is super... Like, the way I usually do this is I just take rocks and I stick them in the wall. At roughly spaced intervals. And then I try to climb it, and if it doesn't work, I adjust the rock spacing. Wait, is that... There is, but it's on the other side. I want to basically, if you get to this part of the ditch, I want you to get out and get onto that path, right? Because that actually brings you somewhere interesting. All right, let's see. I'm actually pretty happy with this song. This is one of my favorite tunes that I wrote, actually. It's like 2 chords, but it's very ominous, but also, I don't know, it's cool. It's got that exotic vibe as well, which fits the setting. Okay, that's probably needs to be moved over a little bit. Okay. That's probably a little hard to get, so I'm gonna adjust that to be more protruding. Okay. And then just flip it upside down. Okay, now let's save that. Let's go back to our terrain. Just gonna flatten this out. Like, basically, like, I want it so that... Okay, I gotta add a tiny bit more back here. So this is just a thing that I did to make things easier, is that I made right-click do the opposite of what left-click does, whatever tool you have selected. So I have subtract selected, so that means right-click is going to add. So I'm going to go back to add. But anyway, I need to make this a little bit bigger. And then I need to smooth it out. That's too much smoothing. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to make this a little bit grassy on either side of this, so that even though it's not like a path, it kind of looks pathy. Because this is like a secondary path. Texture paint. I'm gonna sample that. I'm gonna add some tall grass here. And then tall grass on the hill as well here. Cool, I think that should be obvious enough. So anyway, just gonna give this a bit more smoothing. And then we're gonna follow this path. So this path takes us towards Pierre. But it doesn't take us to the... Well, I mean, it sort of takes us to the burnt village, but it's kind of... Anyway, we'll see. So... Hopefully there's no way to miss Pierre. Like, it should be pretty obvious when we, like... Yeah. Well, my head is in the way. Let me... Oh. Let me move myself. Yeah, so he's down there. Hopefully that's obvious enough. I can move myself back to where I'm supposed to go. And then we'll... Alright, let's... What was I saying? So anyway, so this is going to take us to Pierre. I think he's good. I think we all know what we're supposed to do with him. But where does this path take us? This path takes us basically straight to Leviathan, I believe. But we should have, like, sort of an off-ramp that takes us. What if Pierre had a small campfire that casts an orange glow around him? Actually, you know what? That's a fantastic idea. We can literally... Let's do that right now. Okay. We had a fire pit. We'll just duplicate that. Put it over here. Then fire emitter. Duplicate. Put that over here. You got a little bit of light. Who are the cops going after? I actually don't know if it's a cop. It might be an ambulance. Anyway, no, yeah, I unfortunately, my streaming spot is close to a window, so you do occasionally hear street noise. And also I live in a city, so, like, the largest city in Canada, so there's always, like, traffic. What was I saying? Okay, so fire emitter, and then there's also a smoke emitter that I need to have to make a... And now... Wait, why is it not emitting? I'm just gonna save this. We're... Sometimes, based on what my editor does, like, sometimes you have to, like, it doesn't immediately, when you duplicate objects, sometimes things break. I'm working on that, but I'm just gonna quit the game and then come back in, and then hopefully hopefully everything's back to normal. So I'm just gonna take a minute while things are loading up to remind all of you guys that you can wishlist the game down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, if you're interested in playtesting the game, you can join the Discord, which is down below. And then that's how I interact with people who are doing playtests. So if you're interested in playtesting the game, join the Discord down below and ask for a playtesting key, and then I'll give you one if you're nice. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Also, like and subscribe, like the stream. It actually really helps. Let's go back to Pierre. What's going on here? Oh, something's wrong with the smoke. I guess I'll have to fix that. I need to do some... Oop. Alright. Let's fix this. What's going on here? Smoke emitter. Oh, okay, so it doesn't have the smoke texture. I can add that, though. Where did I have it? Is it under... Oh, maybe I have to do it from the material editor? It's beautiful. Yeah, I know, it's messed up. Also, the point light doesn't have shadows, but I don't know if anybody noticed that. Alright, can I do... Okay, so now it's not... Okay, so smoke. Where is smoke.png? Cool, and then smoke normal. Cool. Point light shadows are pain, don't do them. Yeah, I'm not doing them. But like, I think it's actually kind of okay. Like, I don't think it's really that obvious that the shadows aren't working. Or not that they're not working, that they don't exist. There are no point light shadows. Yeah, the game only supports directional light and spotlight shadows. Even though, like, I don't think I've used a spotlight once in this game, but the engine supports it. But anyway. Bake shadow maps ahead of time. Not gonna do that. Not gonna bake shadow maps ahead of time. That's a pain in the ass. That's extra shit that needs to be stored somewhere, and then I have to, like... We're just not doing it. So yeah, no shadows at all. Because, like, then he wouldn't cast a shadow. Luigi wouldn't cast a shadow, which would be a problem. Anyway, what was I doing? Fire emitter. So. Fire.png here somewhere. Cool, there we go. Point lights are just 6 spotlights. I know, but that's a lot of, like... I don't know, like, it's I mean, it's a little bit more complicated than that, because if you want to do it efficiently, you need to have some kind of, like, rendering pass that does, like instancing over, like, 6 viewports or whatever, which is, like, not something I want to have to deal with at the moment. Anyway, we fixed the fire here. So it should be more obvious that there's something going on here. Cool, let's get back out and then finish our paths. Also, now we have another place we can cook at. Because you need the fire to cook. Okay, so this is going to take us down this way. There's a skeleton over there. But I want to take you guys also to the burnt village. Let's just try to... Oh, God, he's caught us. He's found us. I adjusted the chasing on these guys. Now they don't follow you infinitely far. He's only going to chase me to the edge of his spawn radius. So, which is probably... Yeah, right there. Right there. Maybe you can make it so the camp... I can do that, yeah. I can just set a script event to take care of that. Anyway, so I probably won't make a path directly to the burnt village, but I'll make a path right up to the water line. So probably around here. From, yeah, like literally right here. I'll make a path to the waterfall, and then hopefully you can see the burnt village from here. Alright, sample. We need more size. Oh, and then we'll edit the vegetation mask as well to clear that up. Just want to make it a little bit narrower. Alright, so... yeah, I just want to make it so that, like, you can... let's make it split off right here. Oh, yeah, we have a attribute clash. Yeah, let's clear that up. Yeah, there we go. And then let's add a little bit of that there. Okay, so... wait, why are we still... oh, because we're still hearing the waterfall, because the it's kind of funny that the audio listener is inside the character's head, not inside the camera's head, which is the case for a lot of reasons. But anyway, it's so when you move the camera to do editing, you still hear from the player's perspective. So that's why we can still hear the waterfall. All right. Well, let's now smooth this out a bit. Do a subtraction here. Just to make it less steep. But yeah, we're making paths to every point of... not every point of interest. It's because, like, I probably won't have time on stream to do that, but we're making paths to all the key details here. And that includes the burnt village. A little bit of a culling bug there, but we'll fix that later. Okay, so now I need to fix the vegetation. Oh, there's a javelina that's about to attack me. Interesting. So, I'm going to take my vegetation mask paint and add in the... just so we don't get vegetation spawning in the path. Although the grass uses a separate system than the regular vegetation for reasons. I don't know. Alright, so and then we'll do rebuild vegetation. And now you see the little guys are gone there. Alright, save. Let's switch back to our regular terrain paint. Alright. Alright, now let's... oh, friggin' Christ, this guy's aggressive. let's go back to the regular camera, and let's trace our path. Oh. 1 second. You can see there's a little occlusion issue there, so if I click rebuild occluders, that's all fixed. Basically, each chunk has some like data associated with it that the occlusion system uses to accelerate occlusion tests, and that's why I have to click rebuild. It needs to basically, like, it would be expensive to check that shit every frame, so I just made it a button to manually do it. I mean, it also happens when you load the map. Like, when you load the map, it'll refresh it, so I don't need to worry about like data being stale there, but like in a shipped build. But while I'm editing, sometimes you need to click it to get rid of some of those artifacts. All right, what was I doing? All right, we're walking this way. Walk this way. All right. So let me just quickly check something. Yeah, okay. What was I doing? I was, we're following the, okay, so I think should be reasonably clear that's a path. Let's maybe smooth it out a little bit. Yeah. Just so you can see all the different areas. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's a crossroads if I ever seen one. Actually, let's subtract that side a little bit. I went down to the crossroads. Oh, no man. What was it? Went down to the crossroads. By myself. Yeah. Let's follow this. Where's it gonna take us? I don't know. This path, like, is this obvious enough? It's not like a path texture, but there's no grass and it's got a different texture, so I think it's reasonably obvious that that's a... Okay, so we can now see Leviathan from here. So I think that's obvious. Although we should make him more active when he's not when he's not been activated, so that he doesn't look like he's just frozen. All right. So I'm going to add a little bit of a detour here that's going to take us through these woods. All right. Decrease the strength here. And I'm gonna hit the place palette, so it's just gonna use whatever palette it already had. And then I'm gonna smooth that out later, but for now we're just doing this. Okay. It's gonna take us through the woods, which is cool because we like woods. We like vegetation. And I'm also gonna have to add a mask on this, so that it doesn't... But yeah, we'll have like a more useful path system after today's stream, I think. All right. Smooth. Flatten, actually. We want flatten, not smooth. All right, what are we doing? We're making a path. And we're gonna have to rebuild vegetation after this again because we've screwed up all the positions and things. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Alright, so let's clear out the mask now with the vegetation mask paint. And I just realized we have no music. I'm sure we can fix that in a minute. But let's take... Just to give Luigi some music, let's teleport him back to the area where there's music. Wait, where's the... 1 second. Where's the music? Okay. Oh, maybe the music uses the camera position. Weird. Okay. Where's music? Okay, let's just move him to there, then. Yeah. Okay, cool, we still got music. Just because I know in 2025, everybody needs a little bit more to hold their attention than me talking without music. So we have the mysterious West Beach music. We're gonna need to add new music for this area at some point, but right now we're just reusing the West Beach theme. Alright, so terrain. And we're gonna vegetation mask paint, yeah. This is also gonna stop trees from spawning in the path. So we kind of carve away the, your voice is music. No. Well, I appreciate that you like my voice. Second. What was I doing? Yeah, just clearing out the vegetation. So now, I hit the magic rebuild vegetation button, and we have a clear path, or we should. Second. It goes all the way down here. Pretty cool. All right, so let's continue on our journey to map out the entire island with paths. So let's go back to the texture paint. Save that. And we're gonna sample this palette. It's gonna take us down here, roughly. And then that's gonna roughly take us to our surfboard man, Ramon. Yeah, it was interesting when I was doing the grant application. Like, I was like, there's a slide about like major characters, and I was having to decide like, oh, you know, who's actually a major character? And unfortunately, Ramon did not make the cut. So sorry, buddy. But we have the 4 major characters that I decided that were like major. Is like obviously you, Luigi, and then you have Carmen, Yusuf, and Pierre. And frankly, they're the most filled out characters, so that works fine. But we do have other characters. They're just not... There's Luca. I don't know how many people have talked to Luca, but Luca's kind of cool. I like Luca. I'm pretty happy with his character, but... yeah. Luca's the merchant. R.I.P. Rip Ramon, yeah. Well, I mean, rip Luca as well, but if you've talked to Luca, you can understand why. Alright, let's smooth out this path. Vinny isn't to make... Oh, right. Yeah, Vinny. I mean, yeah, I guess I should add Vinny to the slide. He is kind of a major character, but, like... No, actually, he probably has more lines than any other character in the game. Because you have no lines. Carmen's got a bunch of lines. Pierre's got a couple lines, and Yusuf has a couple lines. But, like, Vinny, actually, I didn't even think about Vinny because he was a parrot. But, you know, I guess he is a main character. So I guess I should add him. But, yeah, Ramon definitely needs more... I mean, they all have, like, sort of characterizations, like Ramon's whole thing is, like, you know, he's kind of like, he just loves, like, being out in nature and, like, enjoying the beach and, like, collecting seashells. Like, he's not really, he, like, wants to retire and, like, live on the island. He just likes to be chill and hang out, but, like, he's a pirate, so he's gotta do piracy stuff. And I guess he's, like, pretty reasonably good at it, but, you know, he's just a chill guy. So yeah, that's gonna take us this way down to the beach. I don't know if I need a path on the beach. I guess I can, like, at least flatten it out to make it. Yeah. So let's turn this to flatten. Turn strength to maximum. Just bring it right this way. At least that'll give us, like, a flat. Increase the size here. And then a smooth on top of that. Just to make sure that we... Alright. Justice for Romaine? I think you mean Ramon. But I guess you typed it wrong. Unless you mean, like, romaine lettuce? I don't know. Not sure why you would be saying that. Alright, what was it? So... So now we have a path all the way from roughly the very beginning of the game to Ramon. So why don't we now follow that path and see if it's, like, reasonable, see what we see. So we're going to start with Ramon and walk backwards. I guess Ramon should probably have music as well. Does it just cut off? Alright. Yeah, he also needs... His character model, as you can see, is very rough. Definitely needs some work on it. Alright, seashells, you know, bye. What should we call? Alright, bye. I'm gonna go this way. And it's gonna bring us to the path. Actually, I like this view with the mountain here. Kind of cool. Alright, So we got our stones. Presumably they were here, put here by the Kalinago people at some point. For reasons that are not clear. But, you know, it's kind of just to show that they were here, you know. There was a thing I was reading up about how there are these, like, carved heads that these, that the Kalinago make. So, the Kalinago are obviously dead. They've been genocided in most of the Caribbean. So there's not a lot of them left. But in Dominica, there is actually a large population of surviving Kalinago people, and they actually have their own, like, territory there. And, so some of these cultural practices have been, like, preserved, right? So one of the things they do is they make these, like, wooden carved heads, which are, like, I guess, like that big. I don't know. And I was thinking maybe I could place a couple of those around the island. Let me see if I could find a picture. I started modeling one, but I don't have it done. Yeah. These are the heads, the wooden heads that I was talking about. They kind of carved them. It's pretty cool. I was thinking I could have like a couple of those, like just scattered around the island, just to add some like you know, sense of you know, that somebody was living here, that they left behind something. This guy's stuck. I wonder why. Anyway. And we're doing the roll again. Everybody loves the roll. Alright, where are we headed? We're heading back along the path. We're going to see how far it can take us. Actually, we can go all the way to Yusuf, I think. So why don't we try that? Without deviating from the path. It's also, like, it's really important to test these paths by, like, actually walking on them, because, like, oftentimes you get, like, broken geometry that, like, people get stuck on. Yeah. Like, also, not just, like, players, but, like, AI, as you can see, like, the boar got stuck. I don't know. Sorry, not boar. Javelina. He got stuck, and, I'm gonna need to debug what's going on with his pathfinding. Wait, is it? Yeah, okay, that's... This path is probably not clear enough. So I'm going to take the terrain. And smooth. Just smooth out that whole thing. Then take the texture paint. Shrink that. Kind of, yeah, just make it a little bit. Okay, cool. That should be more clear. So let's keep walking. Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe at night, actually, also the paths are less clear than they are during the day if they don't actually use this texture. So I'll just put a little bit more of this texture here, just to make it more clear at nighttime that that's what's going on. All right, climbing the hill here. More. Right. Should be good. Alright. You have to roll past this guy. Whoop. There we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, I think the fire really helps you see where Pierre is, even though he yeah, it really is clear now. He glows in the dark. Yeah, that's pretty obvious now. So on the way back here, why don't we take the route down the... Let's take the route down the ditch. Or ditch, I guess, ravine, whatever you want to call it. Chasm. Alright. So I don't think we need to add a path texture here because it's made obvious by the fact that it's a ravine that you can really only go this one way. There's only 2 ways you can go, which is forward and back. So it's fine if there's no texture on the ground. Yeah, we got the monkey. I don't know what he's doing here. He's kind of stuck. I have to fix him later. I got the way back up, but let's just keep following the ravine. Uh-oh. This guy's also messed up with his pathfinding. He's found himself down here. One second. Adjusting my headphones. Alright. This will bring us out of the ravine. Hopefully towards something interesting. So, what happens now? Now we're on a path. This path takes us this way. Yeah. Well, by the way, we're going to see this in a second. But I added a new feature. You can see that, well, it's not really a new feature, but I fixed the issues we were having with the sparkles. And now you can see that actually we have sparkles on the guavas, which should help draw your attention to them more. Like, because I think some people were not finding them easily. But anyway, I also made it so that they show up in tall grass, which is a problem we were having last week. But that's been solved now. So, walking over this way, we got a skeleton. I don't have any weapons to fight him, so I'm just gonna run. Guava's so shiny. Yeah, I know. I think I need to work on the guava model because some people, I'm not gonna name anyone specifically, grubby, keep saying the guavas look like pears. But you know, I'm gonna have to deal with that because they're not pears, they're guavas. All right, so we got Yusuf here. We got his fire. And then we have, oh, audio. A little bit of an audio transition there. That wasn't quite perfect. Alright, so we got Yusuf here. Yeah, a lot of everything's sparkling now. Literally, I made it so that... Okay, so let me show off the new thing. So we got our avocados here. So let's go into the tall grass. And let's go, like, really tall. And let's get Where's my, oh yeah, so let me go into my inventory. Let's drop the avocado. And now you can see, we can still see the avocado. When there are guavas in the game, I only ever found pears. I don't know. Where's the avocado? Anyway, the avocado is, in here somewhere. Anyway, it's gonna pop up if we walk next to it, so it says pick up. But you guys see the avocado? See the sparkles actually showing up above it. So I made it so that if it's in grass, the sparkle snaps to wherever the top of the grass is, see? And so that way you can always see items in the tall grass because the sparkle is going to be right at the top of the grass. So if I get close to here, see, I can pick it up. All right. Let me deal with that audio thing. All right, so let's go back to that area so I can fix the audio. Music. We get epic music and we got camp music. And they should be non-overlapping. There's another epic music. Okay. So this guy's slightly too big. Yeah, see, these two zones overlap, and that's why we're getting the audio issue. So I'm gonna make it smaller. I'm gonna make this epic music radius, make that like 260, yeah. And then we go back to and let's get back to our camp music and epic music. Okay, they're still overlapping. So I guess quite a bit smaller. 220, let's try. Okay, so they're barely touching, which is probably fine. Let's try the transition now. Let's find player. Let's teleport him over here. And now let's try to see how the fade out works. Yeah, it's not a perfect transition, but it's much better. Alright. I'm in Vancouver, so I forgot the time zone difference, Budsy. Just joining now. Well, I hope you're enjoying Vancouver. How is it over there? Well, thanks for tuning in anyway in your time in Vancouver. But yeah, we were just we were making a path along the entire island so that we can get so that it's more obvious where to go to do things. Because people get lost a lot. All right. So I don't know, do we need to have a path along the beach? I think the beach should speak for itself. Like, I think it's mainly the interior areas that have like tons of grass and stuff that need paths. I mean, maybe we could make this ridge a little bit lower so that you can see that there's more to this way. So let's terrain. One second. Yeah, terrain. All right, so I just subtract that, make it a little bit lower so that our lines of sight work a little bit better. Yeah, I should probably, while I'm doing this, let me just, so, in a couple weeks, I'm gonna be on vacation, so I'm not sure whether or not I'm gonna have streams. We're gonna have a stream next week. Next week, we're gonna have a stream, but the week after that, I'm gonna be in Portugal. So I don't know if I can provide a stream. We will see, though. I'll have to update you guys, on that. I mean, even then, I won't have my dev computer, so I don't know what I would stream about, but we'll see. I might have a short video for you. I don't know. Stream every day on vacation? I don't think so. I don't think so. Alright, let's go back to our viewpoint here. If anything, we deserve more streams. This would be a great time if I had a Patreon to be like, well, if you donate to my Patreon, you can get more streams, but I don't, unfortunately. So I can't juice you for money. But I would like to. Maybe I should have a Patreon, I don't know. But yeah, if I get grant money, I won't need one. Vlog stream from Portugal, let's go. Yeah, maybe I'll just be on the beach and I'll whip out my phone to do like a quick you know, just vlog, not even a devlog, just a vlog, like here's what I'm doing. I'll donate money to you, you'll find it under your pillow. Alright. A little bit creepy. Sneaking into my house. Alright, save that. Actually, let's get rid of a little bit of this grass. Let's replace it with some of this pebbly stuff. Make it a bit thinner. Live action ASO crab fighting in Portugal. Mr. Wilson is the tooth fairy, apparently. I mean, he is. He's got little wings. He flies around. He's got a wand. He leaves you money under your pillow, yeah. $1 for each tooth. Yeah. Alright. I want you to be able to see more from here. Because there's like a whole cliff here and like stuff over here. So let's keep subtracting. It's supposed to be a low-lying area anyway. Like I'd want you to be able to see the cliff here from standing over there. $175 toothflation has been hard on the industry. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's true. The kids should get more than $1 now. Paul, is that Canadian or USD? Alright, let's smooth that out. Oh, I meant to do subtract, not doing subtract instead of smooth. That's wrong. Don't dox me. How am I doxing you? You said you were in Vancouver. You literally said you were in Vancouver, buddy. Anyway. I won't say anything else. Shh. All right, I don't know. All right. Yeah, we can see something from down here. Oh, we had a lot of transition there. Oh no, it's a that was a culling issue actually. Yeah, rebuild. Occluders. Yeah. All right, so we still need to distract here, or at least smooth it out. All right. I just think these are better sight lines. All right. So now we can go and we can see Luca. We got the cave that we made last stream that's sitting up there. A little bit of a weird lotting thing with the terrain. Yeah, the hole disappears at certain distances. But we'll have to fix that at some other point. Alright. What do we got here? I don't remember pretty. Oh, I think it's eggs. Yeah, we got the gull eggs. Yeah, gulls, for some reason, they like to make their nests on the ground. Yeah. I don't know. They just do. Lazy-ass bird doesn't even put it in a tree. Anyway. So yeah, once again, I don't think I need a path here. I think just following the beach should be fine. I love the shimmer on the items. Yeah, it's just to show people where the items are, because I think it's like, it's pretty easy to lose them in the grass. Oh, we got our music pack. Oh, and then we have the weird other type of grass here that that is manually placed. It's also weird because this grass is like polygons. Like it's like one, it's actually got actual geometry for each blade. But then the this grass here is like it's a flat plane with textures on it. I don't know. But I think this one just kind of like looks better interspersed with the sand. So that's why it's there. But anyway. Here we got Jack and we got Luca. I don't know if you haven't met Luca, you don't know what his story is. Oh, we got our cat. But he's, hey, don't touch my stuff unless you're gonna customer. Got the lowest prices on the island. Well, I think I'm the only trader on the island. Nice kitty. Thanks, but he's not my cat. He wandered up here for a few days ago. That said, I don't mind having a little company around here. It's lonely being a skeleton. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with his character. He's like he's kind of funny. It's hard enough being a skeleton as it is. He's like, you're a skeleton? Oh, wow, I hadn't noticed. Get with the program, kid. Of course I'm a skeleton. I'm dead. The dysentery got me. Take it from me. It's not a fun way to go. Yeah, dysentery, if you don't know, if you haven't played the Oregon Trail, it's a disease that makes you go to the bathroom a lot and eventually kills you with diarrhea. Anyway, I mean, I think you can survive dysentery, but it killed a lot of people back in this era. So yeah, careful what water you drink from. Sans Undertale. I gotta head out. Thanks for the stream. Okay. Bye, Sarah. Thanks for tuning in. Grubby, I'm not sure what you mean about Undertale. I don't know. Maybe the latency is screwing me up, but I've actually never played Undertale. Perhaps I should. I know it's like a seminal game, but like, I don't know. I don't got time. Wait, is everything saved here? Make sure. Do I have anything in my... No, nothing in my inventory. Alright, we got 20 minutes left in stream. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to... I think we're done with our paths for today, but what we're going to do is we're just going to play the game. We're going to play a little bit of the game. Going to show you some of the new... Potentially new, I don't know. Let me show you some of the new stuff I've been doing with combat. I mentioned last stream that we now had a little bit of a sparkle on the let me PvP. Okay, Sans is a skeleton. Oh, okay, I get it. Paul, PvP sounds like it's not a lot of work, but it's an insane amount of work, and I'm not doing it. You have to have like networking and shit, and the engine doesn't even support that, and it's like, yeah, PvP in ASO is absolutely a no-go. It's just not gonna happen. Multiplayer games are like a completely different architecture. Like, so many different things about multiplayer games that like, logistically, it's just not happening for ASO. Yeah, anyway. And you need, like, servers and shit like that, or you're doing peer-to-peer, and peer-to-peer has its own issues. And then, like, you know, the servers go offline eventually, so it's, like, messed up, and then nobody can play the game anymore. Anyway, what's it doing? Anyway, my point is multiplayer bad, we're not doing it. Split-screen PvP, that's another story. That could be possible, but it's a PC game. If I port it to another platform where split screen is like a common thing, maybe I'll do that. So on your, whatever console people are going to be playing by the time ASO comes out. Split screen is doable. Split screen is doable. But networking is just not going to happen. Not going to happen. I'm not going to say I'm never going to add it to the engine, but definitely not for this game. Not for ASO. Alright, we do our quick talk to Vinny. You know, blah, blah, blah. We've all talked to Vinny before. Alright. Get our spyglass. Let's come back to us. Just a second. Yeah, I do love split screen. It does sound like a fair can of worms, yeah. I do love my split screen multiplayer. You know, I used to play Halo 3 quite a bit with my friends. Will ASO 64, you be scared of getting owned. Yeah. Maybe we could also do co-op ASO. That could be a thing. Co-op campaign could be pretty cool. Ha, 3DS. Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't have a 3DS. I never had one. But I guess you'd have two screens though, right? But like do people do multiplayer that way? I don't know. All right, let's do a little bit of a different, because now we have a different path here. So instead of going, oh wait, no, I wanted to show off some combat stuff. So let's go back to our favorite combat arena, the old Spanish fort. So, we can see the sparkles. They've been sort of adjusted to be probably more visible every time we parry. ASO cart. Wait. Yeah, see, there's a little bit of sparkle if I parry. Oh yeah, also, there's a different sound now when I hit the skeletons. Because I added a component. Hit sound, where you can basically specify the sound that it makes when you hit any particular object. So I think that's cool. But oopsies. Oh, he's killing me. He's killing me. We gotta be careful here. Oh, he hit him. His friend. You got our little sparkle there, our little sparks from our metal on metal. All right, I got him. All right, dispatched. We've killed him. 1 second. I keep forgetting I changed the default keys to 1 and 2 instead of R and F to switch weapons. But, you know. Let's get the items here. Nothing in that one. There we go, we got the pistol balls. Now let's get the bombs, which are over here in the, nice. The falling apart is so satisfying. I know, everybody loves physics. More games should have insane physics. And then you can step on them afterwards and the spine, like, bends. Look at that. Look at that bendy spine. Yeah. Hehe. Pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. And I can... yeah. Uh-oh. That got launched pretty high. Physics are wild. Alright. Going this way. Let's go straight to the skeleton army. So we're gonna have to... Actually... I guess we're gonna have to go around. Because, the whatchamacallit, the ravine is blocking our way across the island. So we're gonna go ahead and straight up skip, Carmen here. We're gonna go this way. Going up the hill. Alright, I think... Yeah, I think we can go this way. There's a mess of paths around here. So there's the path into the ravine. And then there should be a path up around the ravine here. I believe this goes around. Oh yeah, I don't need to be holding the thing. Alright, what can we see from up here? Got our little arch there. What else we got? Not much. Can't see anything with all the glare from the moon here. But this path carries up around here. Get some guavas, because we might need those in the fight. Uh-oh. We got into the spyglass. Let's put this spyglass away while we're doing that. Alright, let's heal up a bit. Okay, going down this way. Yeah, how many people have used this this path around here? I don't know. I think it's probably not super obvious that it exists. But, you know, you get rewarded for exploration. Oh. Yeah. Alright. We got our... Where are the... crocodiles? This guy's stuck over here, but he's coming at me now. Alright, go die. I guess he should drop, like, some crocodile meat or skin or something like that you could make something with. Alright, so we got our little... javelina meat, raw javelina meat. Yeah, the forest path is not super legible in the dark. Oh, the path is over here. That's why. Yeah. I feel like the sparkle might be too bright at night. I don't know. It makes it really obvious that there's something here. Just load up on the guavas. It would be cool if the boar had a charge attack, like it runs or charges at you. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that's a classic move. We could look into that. All right. I need to adjust the sound effect that I'm using right now. I'm not super happy with it for the hitting, but I think he should definitely have a different sound effect than just the regular hit, because makes it more obvious that you're hitting hitting an enemy instead of hitting the ground. Because, like, if you hit the tree, it makes a hit sound, but it's like it's very nondescript. It should probably make a wood. Oh, freaking Christ! Like the sound of wood being hit. I could do that. Alright, cool. Now let's get the chest. We got our Scudo. Wait 1 second. Let me just minimize this window here. Go back to our thing. Yeah, so we have 16 reals. Alright, let's go on our way to defeat the Sorcerer's army. Oh, yeah, so here we have, yeah, you should enrich it a lot. Metal versus bone versus flesh or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Working on that. So we have here our Behemoth, who is the next boss that I need to finish. Although he still's got, like, Leviathan needs work, but Behemoth is, like, literally doesn't even have collision. Like, I can just walk right through him. See? So he needs to be finished, but, you know. It is what it is. But we're heading straight towards the Sorcerer's army. And we got the Sorcerer's theme. Wait, let's get rid of that. Yeah. All right. Almost there. Adjust my sitting position here. Get more comfortable. Oopsies. All right. Actually, let's just, I'm gonna do this with the Xbox controller. Just to give you guys, it's a little bit nicer on stream, like you get smoother movements. So it's probably a little bit nicer for you guys to watch without feeling sick. Okay. I also made him a little bit, like, his behavior with the spacing is a little bit different, so he's not, like... If you're fast enough, you can hit him before he runs backwards. If you know what I mean? But yeah, I think the strat that people did where they sort of isolate... Yeah, there we go, that's a good... They sort of isolate the guy from his, position is interesting. They isolate the guy from the rest of the guys, from the rest of the army, because it's too... They are pretty hard to defeat if you aggro them all at once, which is actually let's just see how many guys we can aggro at once. Okay. We need some light in here. I know I added 1 point light in here, but it's coming from nowhere. So, probably need some work on that one. Alright. Because I can't see what I'm doing in here during the nighttime. I don't know what it is, but, like, I don't know if people agree with me, but I actually feel like this game is easier with a gamepad than it is with the mouse and keyboard. I don't know why that is, but might just be because my particular keyboard is very, it's a little bit heavy to activate, because it's a IBM Model M, older, like pretty old style IBM keyboard, which is a great typing keyboard, but it's definitely not the best keyboard for playing games. All right. Oh, shit. Alright, where was our autosave? Oh, back here. Alright, so we're not that far behind. Will there be mobs with ranged attacks? Yeah, probably. I'm not really sure what they are yet. Probably make the combat pretty hard if we had... If they showed up at the same time as melee units. But I guess, you know, the game is supposed to ramp up harder as it goes on. Like, when I initially put in this section here with the tower, it was supposed to be impossible, because I just didn't want people going here yet, and because I hadn't finished the tower, and I still haven't. But people found that it actually wasn't that bad, but also was bad. I don't know, like, the whole tower part needs to be completely redone. I don't know what's going on there. Like, it's, definitely a lot of work needs to be put in. What do we got here? Alright. Yeah. I also, okay, I should mention this, actually, just quick PSA. If you played the game, like, if you've been playing for a long time, as part of my playtest, you don't have the new button mappings, because it doesn't, if you had button mappings before, it won't overwrite them. So if you want to get the new button mappings, which includes putting sprint on this button here instead of on A, you need to delete your you need to either manually map that, which you can do. Actually, I'll show you how to do that right now. If people don't know, there's this if you go to options and you go to controls, there's gamepad controls, and then you can map. So if, let's say I had this map to A, I can map it back to whatever I want. So I can map it back to the sprint being on this button here, which is what I want. So yeah, all of the gamepad buttons and all of the keyboard buttons are mappable in game. Just making sure that people knew that that was the case. Anyway, let's finish here. We're almost done stream. I'm probably just gonna get murked by these guys, and then we're probably gonna sign off. But yeah, don't forget, like the video, subscribe to my channel, wishlist the game. That's the most important one. And if you want to play it, join the Discord down below. It's in the description. Join the Discord, and you can definitely play. I'll definitely send you a key if you ask nicely for it in the Discord. So if yeah, let's get it. All right, fuck. Let's get murked. Okay. Come on, guys. Aggro. You aggro too. Okay, cool. Alright, I'm dead. But the stream has now ended. It is 4 o'clock. I really thank everybody who tuned in. This has been a great stream. I had a lot of fun today. Even though I was a bit discombobulated, I gotta get back to writing my grant applications, like, right now, because it's due on Monday. But anyway, I really want to thank all you guys for tuning in. It really means a lot that you guys tune into my stream all the time. And I will see you next week. And yeah, like and subscribe. See you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah.